Ladies and gents, welcome to the concluding part of the Exploder strategies and the concluding part of the Hammerhead combo. Now, I personally love this strategy. I find it really awesome. Obviously there are some massive drawbacks, some of them being you need a heck of a load of money in order to pull this off, so capture the tib spikes, get the tib zones and build those refineries. Another thing is to see if your opponent has any anti-air in the form of units or base defences, because if they do, that's your entire strategy gone pear-shaped. And yeah, those are the only two drawbacks I can think of. But oh well. I can tell you guys that for my next random battle I will be using a strategy which involves a combination of Hammerhead combinations and APC combinations. This will enable both air-to-air, air-to-ground combat, and also ground-to-ground and ground-to-air combat, which is really cool. Because we're using a Hammerhead combo with an APC combo will enable you to, first things first, scout with APCs, and if need be destroy any buildings that seem fishy, and then with the Hammerheads take out any base defences which might be a problem if they're not anti-air, and then deal the damage. Or another thing which I've seen many people do is use Hammerheads and APCs to get engineers from their base to the enemy's base, just like that. So it is a quite good tactic. Now, as you can see here, my Hammerheads are waiting very patiently, might I add. Sorry, I got a really bad cough at the moment. So as my zone raiders are being made and being put into the Hammerheads, my armada is nearing its completion, and then my enemy is completely gonna get mullered. Now, one thing I love about Tournament Decision, it is a brilliant map. I find it really different compared to the other maps. Because, yes, you got the original style, so you both start off in a one green field. But then, they've added the kick to it, which is a close, nearby green field. And next to that, you would have another green field, practically opposite to that. And then you got another green field well to the north, and then you got Tiberium spikes everywhere. And so anything can happen, to be honest with you. One thing which is essential, obviously get the tib spots. But easiest way to do it, in my view, would be to first get the tib spot closest to you and send your infantry to the other bunker and tib spike, just like I did in part 1. If you haven't seen it, I do suggest you watch it, because that shows you on how to use Tournament Decision to your advantage and stall your enemy for quite a while. Then once you've done that, you want to build up on your base, maybe get an outpost out there so you can make some base defences and guard it, so that you can move towards that tib spot and get that as well. And if you keep those two tib spots together and keep building units and not making silos, you will be able to completely pwn your opponent in a short amount of time. Now this strategy took a while for me, but this was just because I was making an armada of 10 hammerheads. You don't, and as I said in part 2, you don't have to make an armada of 10 or 11. You can go for even smaller squads, which you can do in good numbers. But I chat on too much. What you're now seeing is, this is squad 1, my first squad of hammerheads, dealing with damage to those refineries closest to my secondary base. And while that's happening, my other hammerheads, which I'm calling squad 2, are on the north of another enemy base, on the north of the enemy's main base. So they're going to start coming in, dealing with damage to any buildings, any units that seem suspicious. While that's happening, sneak up from behind with the others, dealing with damage all the way. Make sure all the units and buildings are completely annihilated. Kaboom. And then moving on to the big cheese, which is the enemy base. And also attacking the Temple of Nod, because he made one very quickly. So here we go, there's squad 2 on the ball, so going straight for his construction yard and construction buildings to make sure that he cannot make any anti-air base defences. And getting rid of the construction yard automatically enables the fact that he cannot make any base defences, because what they've done with Kane's Wrath is, once you make a crane, the crane can generate other buildings, but it can't generate any base defences. It can generate silos and such, but that's about it. It might be kind of crap, but yeah. Anyway, now squad 1 and squad 2 have merged together, and they're now going for completely different buildings. My enemy is now officially getting absolutely battered. So as I've said, this strategy is a fantastic all-rounder. You just have to make sure you have a large variety of different units in your hammerheads in order to seriously pwn. Now you see the massive armada moving towards the enemy's secondary base near this other tip spot, which they did very sneakily, but I managed to see a little while back. Gonna destroy some of these buildings with units in, because they get really annoying. Destroy his Redeemer building facility and his other buildings. So the main points for this strategy to work: number 1, money; number 2, airfields; number 3, secondary bases; and number 4, pwnage. And as you see, with the right combination of pwn, you can get away with almost anything. Now, sadly, that is all for the exploder strategies this time, but for a sneaky look at the next episode, I will be doing a Reckoner combo strategy for the Black Hands, that we call. And by the way, I have sorted out my internet connection on Kane's Wrath, so if you want to meet me online, send a comment with your name. My name is in the credits, and it is called The Exploder. There you go. And as for me, that's the end of the Exploder strategies. See you next time, dudes.